Hello and welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. Welcome to my beautiful returning subscribers, and a big congratulations to this week's winner of the free tarot reading. Be sure to drop your comment below if you are interested in a tarot reading from me. I offer this to my subscribers as a thank you to your support and all of your beautiful comments to me in the comment section. So just subscribe to the channel, drop your comment below, and make sure you hit your notification bell so that if I notify you, you are chosen the winner, I can get a hold of you and we can get the ball rolling. But if you have stumbled across the channel for the very first time, we just want to welcome you here to this beautiful soul family that we have created. Pull up a chair, get cozy. We're going to have a little chat because we're all friends when we gather here together. For today's topic, we're looking at the next chapter, what you don't see coming in your life and what sort of impact that's going to have in your life at this time. So what is the next big chapter of your life? We have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 here, and I believe this is the Wizard's Tarot, and it's the green fluorite. Pile number 2, and this is the Radiant Tarot, and it's the purple fluorite. And pile number 3, and I believe this one is called the Macabre Tarot, and it is the pink quartz. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting today, and I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Again, today your guides want to talk to you about what you can expect in the next chapter of your life, what you don't see coming, the next big change, and the impact that that's going to have on you. Pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the green fluorite. I'll just slip it in here. And this is your reading. You were drawn to the Wizard Tarot. What is the next major chapter of your life? What do you not see coming? And what sort of impact will this have on your experience? So what is the next major change, the next major event coming in for pile number 1, please? We have the Page of Cups. And we have the the Page of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Death energy. I feel like you're coming from a place of like disappointment, maybe in love specifically. You're just disappointed in this present moment. It's kind of heartbroken. But Spirit wants you to know that, because I just heard that line from the Grinch that says, one man's trash is another man's potpourri. So if you've been dumped recently, for instance, that's their problem, because you have bigger, better things on the way. They want to remind you that the decisions that you make, the decisions that were made involving you to make you feel a certain amount of sadness or despair or disappointment in the present moment, that was their decision to make, or that it's like it wasn't something that you could control. They want to just establish that you couldn't control that. But you also get an opportunity to control how you view the situation, or how the situation is going to affect you moving forward, especially with new opportunities that could come in the form of rebirth. Because I feel like you're going to have a big change that comes in that you're not going to feel ready for, because you're still going to be in the midst of some type of grief. Truthfully, yeah, there's the Ace of Cups. And they are speaking about new emotional starts. So you could have love that pops in for you out of the blue. Pile number 1, that could be the next major change for you. And what I feel like, here's the Hierophant coming in the reversal. I just saw the 3 of Wands as well. And you'll notice this great big skull here, and at the bottom there's a bunch of teeth missing because there's this fear of loss that's established in you. So you're already maybe on the fence about whether or not you even want a new cycle in love. But Spirit says that is going to be the next major change for you, is something that pops up unexpectedly when you don't even want it. It feels like you're not even in the mood for love. You want to protect yourself. Maybe you're even saying to yourself, never again. It's like, maybe I'll date, but I'm never going to say I love you, and I'm never going to let myself fall. I'm never going to let myself be vulnerable. But never say never, Spirit says. Never say never. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. And the truth is, here's the 5 of Cups, and there's the 3 of Wands. Now this 5 of Cups, you can see it's like a toilet. There's this big plunger, and there's this energy that's coming out. It's like a backup, is what they're trying to show me here. It's like a backup. And there's this wave of emotion that's backing up right now. And it has to happen. So they want you to know that if you're going through the waves of loss, if you're feeling remorseful, if you're feeling stuck on something or someone from the past, let it out. They want you to express it. It's very important for you to do so, because it's not going to have any space left. It's like we need the space, we need the room. And so they want this backup to happen. They want the flood of emotion to come out so it can be expressed, it can be witnessed, and it can go away. They say that this is going to be sort of an outcome or sort of a byproduct of this new emotional start, because with positive things, we start to move into an abundant timeline, but then the fear catches up to us and we worry about the past rearing its ugly head again. But that's why they're prioritizing this opportunity as a positive one. And they're trying to offer you a bigger spectrum than what you're going to allow yourself to focus on when the opportunity comes in. Because you're at this crossroads and it's a rebirth for you. The death doesn't have to be something terrifying in tarot. This is about letting go of this so that you can have new abundant energies. And you can see that these skulls, they do represent grief and reality that you're dealing with right now, but they're happy skulls. They say that you don't really have to worry about the unknown in this case. And they say that they know you're not ready for commitments in the present moment. And so they're expressing movement for you. There's the Chariot, there's the Three of Wands. For someone watching, I feel like this is going to be precedented by a physical move. Like you may be moving, maybe you're going to be going to school or something, you're going to be moving, and then there's this new emotional start that's waiting for you in that move. For others, this is just an emotional move. But the next big change for you is coming in love. And it's going to impact you greatly because it's going to, first of all, shine a light on the hesitation and on the insecurity that's fueling it. Because it's automatically going to trigger you with new hope and new expectation. It's like when we start to focus on what we're grateful for, immediately the ego says, what if you lose it? And it starts to bring in this terror inside of us. So that's going to come as a result. It's like a natural byproduct. But Spirit's encouraging you to keep trucking, keep moving forward. We have the Six of Wands because they're leading you to victory and they're leading you to more confidence. And if we're going from a place of disappointment to this, that's beautiful, beautiful energy. It's abundance, it's victory, and that's what you deserve. We have the Page of Swords. They want to gently remind you about the cycle that you just completed or that you're in the midst of right now that is very limiting in your perspective, but is purposeful towards some type of education for you. And they're not trying to deny what you're feeling. It hurts, it stings in the present moment, but they want you to know that you're going to be anointed with something much better. That this could have been perhaps a necessary conflict that had to come in as a lesson. Because when we experience something we don't want, then we are better able to define what we do want. Two of Cups, it's coming in the form of a relationship here. And Spirit's really speaking about how this relationship has the capacity to help you overcome your insecurities. Here's the Knight of Pentacles, but there's the Devil energy. So there's Capricorn here, and then there's this person being hung up on the wall. Now the Knight of Pentacles is reliable, dependable energy. I feel like you have somebody coming forward for you that's going to be very much in your corner. They're going to be a support system for you. And that's what you need. I feel like you need somebody with patience. You need somebody who's going to be steadfast. If you are more emotional, then you need somebody who's a little bit more steadfast. And it's like opposites are going to attract here. I feel like this person's a very hands-on type of person, very down to earth. I feel also that they are going to be the type of person that's very, their love language might be gift givings or acts of service. We have the Two of Pentacles. And what I love about this Two of Pentacles is that they showed me the Chariot here as well. And this is talking about movement and expansion for you beyond the Devil so that you can more align yourself with this beautiful, beautiful, abundant Empress energy. But they're talking about how it's going to take you some time in this new relationship to truly surrender to it, to truly release your old attachments and to release the fears that come from those old attachments. And that's how it's going to impact your life in such a beautiful way. This is a beautiful, beautiful outcome. This is a huge deviation from the Five of Cups to the Empress. And that's the purpose of this. They're bringing in celebration. And they're talking about this person being different from you. Again, opposites attract. And this could also mean culturally. And because I'm dealing with the collective energy, it's hard to pinpoint the physicalities of this person, but I feel like they're a very solid build, like they're a solid person. I don't feel like this is the type of person that has to go to the gym. I think that they're just solid. They don't even have time. I think that they work hard, and I feel like their job might be even actually physical, so they don't even need to go to a physical gym because their job is pretty physical, or they're very hands-on. We do have the Queen of Swords here on the back of the deck, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini for the Divine Feminine, and there's the Moon. Spirit says be prepared for the changes in your life that are coming for you. Trust in your intuition to guide you, and don't be afraid to say yes to the change, even though you're not going to feel ready. The impact that it's going to have on how you feel especially moving from how you're feeling now to how you're going to feel, is huge, is a huge impact. And you deserve that. You deserve to have a huge, impactful, abundant energy coming into your experience. They don't want you to worry about commitments, but they say this person could be commitment material. They want you to look beyond what you're experiencing right now to see the bigger picture. Your higher self is coming forward to gently coax you into the unknown. And it says here, sing your song, number 12, and be spirit, sweet results await. But the bee spirit also reminds us that sometimes life will sting. Sometimes life will sting. And the bee specifically, it's like the bee will sting once and then it will pass away. And so Spirit's encouraging us to see beyond the sting and to see the sweet results that they're promising for us in this new beginning. They're asking us to zoom out to the full tapestry of your story right now and surrender to what's going to be revealed to you. Because you can see here with the canary, there's this 12 energy about surrendering to the revelations. And now they're showing me the canary down in a mine. It's like there's this fear. It's like, what if you put me down in this mine and I'm the first to go? It's like there's this fear of kind of being thrown to the wolves, but Spirit says surrender that fear as well. Back of the deck says it's time to take a leap of faith. And they understand that you're probably going to proceed with a little bit of caution, but notice that these creatures are wearing their crowns and they want you to straighten that crown. Remember who you are even in the midst of that despair. They're here to gently remind you of that. What is the next big change? How will it impact your life? Abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. And the first aspect of serving humanity is serving your own heart space. And abundance is coming in. An abundance mindset is coming in for you. Don't forget who you are. Follow the light of your inner compass, the blue star, and it will lead you to the path and the truth that resides within your soul. And that's why they're really encouraging you to have courage, but also to trust where your intuition is going to guide you. And they're asking you to surrender to it. Because what you're experiencing in the present moment is not the truth of your experience. It's just a snippet of events. And Spirit says they're going to reveal the truth to you in the unknown. Even have truth, see your light, know your power, have the courage to walk it. Oops. We have a flipped deck, and we have vibration and magnificence. So your vibration is going to be lifted as well. So beautiful aspects there. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. What can you tell me, please, about the next big challenge or next big change and how it will impact your life? Don't be afraid to make an error in judgment. That could be what could confuse. It's like your ego and your higher self are going to sound very similar, because the ego is going to be very gentle about its choice of words. It's going to tell you to be careful about the next chapter. It's going to tell you not to trust in your intuition, because it's going to tell you that you're going to make another mistake, or you're going to feel like you're making another mistake. First of all, Spirit doesn't see what you just went through as a mistake. They want you to know that everything is education. And all education will never be wasted. And they understand that there's still this challenge of comparing yourself to other people, feeling insecure, worrying about competition, maybe even in the future. But Spirit says don't be afraid of those challenges either. Trust in your intuition. And the only way that we can develop trust in our intuition and build upon it is by practicing that. We practice for the sake of practice. We have here the Pisces energy with the fish, and it's the red stripe. So I think of the fear of loss. And you could be perhaps a water sign. We have Cancer energy here too, with Scorpio. We have the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. Now, the 10 of Pentacles are commitment cycles and building upon foundations, really having a hands-on approach towards building upon foundations, and that's stability. And Spirit says maybe that's the struggle. It's like trying to bridge the gap between how we're feeling and wanting that security. But with determination, we're going to get there. We have also Taurus energy. The Tower is falling, and we have 2. And we have the stethoscope. I think of hospital nursing connections. I also think of a blocked heart chakra that's going to be affected in this new chapter. And the Tower has fallen, so permanent change coming in for you. And with this permanent change is going to come epiphany. So you may have experienced a tower falling so far, and Spirit wants you to know that the dust is going to settle, the smoke is going to clear. And you're going to be left with a very solid foundation on which to rebuild in this new connection. All right, pile number one, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. I'm praying for you. If you would like to drop me a comment below to be entered for a chance to win a free reading, please do so and make sure you hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and that link is below as well. But I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I hope you come back here for a visit at the Tarot Cottage. Hello, pile two. You were drawn to the fluorite, or perhaps to this beautiful deck here, the Radiant Tarot, and this is your reading. What is the next big change you don't see coming, and how is it going to impact your life? So what can pile number two expect, please? The next big change and the impact it has. Seven of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords. Star, the Page of Pentacles, we have the World, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we also have the Page of Wands in the reverse, and the World was sort of teetering on a reversal as well. I feel like you're on the fence about a decision that you know is necessary in your life, and this could be in relation to your career, or this could also be in relation to your commitments. So commitments in whatever practical realm that you've had a hands-on experience in. So career or home life. For some, I do feel like it is in reference to spiritual love. For others, I feel like it's in reference to your investments at work. And I see you sort of sitting on the edge or the precipice of change, and I feel like you just need to hop off the ledge if in order to create the change, because it feels like you already know what you have to do. It feels like you already anticipate kind of the in-between of what to expect right after the leap as well. But it's like we're kind of avoiding it because we're afraid to look like a bad guy a little bit. We're afraid to have blame placed upon the situation or to place blame. And so it's like we're being strategic about what we're doing. It's like we're afraid to make the decision. Although, to be honest with you, I feel like the decision's already been made for you. And I feel like you're just hesitating now to execute. Let's clarify, please, the next big change and the impact it's going to have on your life. We have the Nine of Wands. Because I feel like in this situation, and whether it's at home or at work, I feel like you just feel like you've been banging your head against a brick wall. It's like you're frustrated there. You feel like that's holding you back. There's something holding you back from the upgrade that you feel like you deserve, from experiencing something more money, more emotional connection, just more of whatever it is you need to experience more of. And the Ten of Swords is really release of something that you've invested in a long time, release of something you've focused on for a really long time. And it's a hard release. Like, it's not an easy decision. It's not an easy thing to execute, but you're being the force to make change here. So this next change that's coming in is the change that you're going to make. You're going to push yourself out of a comfort zone. And I don't feel like there's a lot of growth in this comfort zone. As I said, we're kind of growing frustration there now. And so this is a necessary purge. And they want you to surrender to what has to be. Because they talk about the law of momentum a lot with the finite, the finite world of physics. And they talk about the motion, or the force that acts upon an object that gets it into motion. It gets our Wheel of Fortune into motion. You're the focus, and you're the force in this case. I just heard, though, when you take leaps of faith, doors of opportunity will naturally open to you. In regards to career, I feel like you're moving into a new timeline. I feel like you're leveling up there. I feel like new opportunities towards career are available to you. And again, they're also associating it with position and evolution. So they're not just talking about the practical stages of evolution, but also your spiritual evolution. And if you wonder if you're going to be successful, if you walk away from something, you are going to be successful. And there doesn't have to be fault placed. There is this feeling about having to look like a bad guy, but Spirit says that's coming in from a collective or a belief system that we're forcing, or we're creating for ourselves. There's this feeling about being blameless, That just because you've invested in something for a while doesn't mean you have to continue that investment. No matter how long you've invested in this person, this place, this thing, it's time to let it go. And we can release it with love, you know? It doesn't have to be an implosion. We can release it with love. And we can release it with like compassion and with forgiveness cycles. We have the Page of Cups. Back of the deck is the Two of Swords and the Chariot. Again, you know what you have to do. It's just the aspect of trying to find the strength to actually apply the force. Even here with the Star of Aquarius, you know, this is like an egret or a stork, and I always think of them holding their one leg in the air. It's like they sleep with their one leg up, and it's like this hesitation to actually go starbathing, to actually start the healing process. And Spirit says that's what's going to happen for you. You're going to notice the impact because you're going to have executed your will. You're going to have expressed yourself and turned your back towards the true emotion that you feel, and taking masks off are going to be critical for you in this next chapter too. It means exposing that heart and everything that lies within it, all the disappointment, all the frustrations, and that is very difficult and challenging. And your guides want to offer their support and their strength at that time as well. But they want you to know that doors are naturally going to open to you in work, in love, in life, period, Spirit says. Because when we speak our truth, we are aligning ourselves with a higher vibration. And the universe has no other choice but to correspond to it and to bring in energies, people, places, and things that match that. So there's a lot of success waiting for you because we're starting to move into our destiny. You know, we're starting to get our wheel back in motion. And it's like we're throwing the dice here, it says. We're throwing the dice when it comes to this gamble. It feels like you think that you're taking a gamble, but that's why Spirit's here to offer you more of a perspective of the healing that you're going to experience, the peace that will come with that as well. And this Star of Aquarius is leading you to change directions so that healing cycle can begin for you and other people involved as well, again, in the work realm or in your relationships. And ultimately, they want you to understand the victory that they see for you. New emotional starts, trusting in your heart space, trusting in your intuition to guide you, which builds upon that muscle. And a recognition from Spirit that it's not easy to do that. You have the Ace of Wands, and you've been holding yourself back from change because of insecurity and attachment. But Spirit says you know that it's time. We have Taurus energy and Cancer energy here as well. We have Aquarius. We have the Judgment, and there's the Empress. And that's interesting because the first spread had the Empress as a theme, as a result, or as a outcome, the impact that it has on you if you're the Divine Feminine. You don't have to be, of course, it's all energy. It has nothing to do with gender, but the Divine Feminine is the creative force. She births things into creation. And it's like you're birthing yourself, so to speak, your higher self into creation by the actions that you take, by having the courage and the bravery to walk away from limiting places that are no longer abundant for you. And Spirit says you're going to be rewarded with upgrades. Upgrades in how you feel about yourself, upgrades in opportunities, especially again in career and work and love, and new emotional starts as well. Relationships that pop up out of the blue that feel more fulfilling. And the most important thing is that you're going to be developing the change in the relationship within yourself. And that's the most important relationship that we'll ever work towards. So for some of you, I feel like this is going to involve, and this again was very similar to Pile 1. There could be a message waiting there for you. There's going to be perhaps moving, physically uprooting yourself and moving. We have here the Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. Number 35 or 53, they're emphasizing the work realm, but also about the effort that you put in. Watch and wait to see what the results will be. It's like after we give that push of momentum, it starts to roll downhill. It starts to take on a life of its own. And they have so much that's going to be revealed to you, and they're asking you to go down that kaleidoscope. But every time you look through a kaleidoscope, you have to hold it to the sun or you have to hold it to a light source. And that's what they're encouraging you to do at this time too. Instead of going into despair about what perhaps has to be done, they want you to look towards the sun. Keep your positive aspects in check. We have here Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. Number 20, the reflection card. And we have Dog Spirit, be loyal to what you love. And it's number 19 reverse. And I feel like that's really what's been holding you back up to this point is loyalty. But Spirit says we can only love people to the capacity of which we love ourselves. And if we're being asked to be loyal to what we love, Spirit says maybe you're being loyal to others because you're prioritizing their heart space over your own in this moment. And they say that it's time for us to stop delaying our own gratification because we need to start the loyalty towards our own experience. And they want you to understand that it's okay to have, joy and grief that are mixed at the same time. It's okay to be excited about the future and still feel like we're losing something. That's okay too. It's okay to invest in a job, in a career, in a relationship for years, for 20 years, 30 years. It's okay to do that and then choose to walk away from that. It's okay to understand that some things reach the limit of its capacity to offer us lessons, and to recognize that is a very brave thing. But we have to practice bravery as well in order to develop it. What will be the outcome, please? Release. That will be the outcome. Release and lightening your load. You will feel better. You will feel more joy. You'll feel lighter in your experience. You won't feel frustrated anymore. You'll be making decisions for yourself. Retreat. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment. Now, this is in reference to perhaps solidifying your plans, because as I said from the beginning of this reading, I feel like you've already established what you need to do. In your heart space, if you were honest with yourself in this moment, you already know what you want to release, where you want to release. But they want you to solidify that. They want you to kind of double check the list twice, go into your inner world, through meditation, through some people exercise, some people dance, some people sing, in order to really start to solidify your next step. And we have share. The busy bee should still make time for each flower, and you only see the surface, look beyond. They're actually asking you to share your experiences and your emotions to people in your life that are going to be involved in this change. So partners, for instance, if you're moving away from a partner, co-workers, for instance, if you're moving away from a job. And they want you to understand that when you communicate from a place of honesty and a place of vulnerability, it gives that other person the permission to do the same. And what you may find as a response to your truth may surprise you. You may see that there's some things that have been hidden from you about that experience with other people involved that may surprise you and may lighten your load even further, may make it easier for you to speak your truth beyond that point. And we have relax and delight in powdered gold sunshine. So keep your head high and follow the sun. They don't want you to be worried about what you're going to find as an outcome here, because it's all abundance. They just said it's all gravy. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. Pile number 2, the effect that this next big change is going to have for you. We have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Four of Swords reversed, we have the Ten of Cups. It's time to return to the world. That's what Spirit says. We've been dragging our feet here, perhaps for the good of others, maybe for the good of family, for instance, and the opinions of other people. And you don't want to look like a bad person, but you're not a bad person. That's why you're having such a struggle to complete the task. The Ten of Cups as an outcome is beautiful for you. Again, it's not just about security and finances. It's about security overall. You feeling abundant in your heart space. You feeling like you can express that abundance as well. And they say it's time. We have B and C and V. We also have the hatchet chopping down a tree of life. We have Sagittarius energy here with the gecko. And we have the crescent moon. So you're sitting upon wisdom codes that you know to be true. We have a dime here, and it's, let's see if I can see the date, 2001. I think of Libra energy. I'm sorry, yeah, I think of Libra energy, October. We also have here a penny, so opportunity, and it's from 1999. And then we have a second dime here as well, which is transition, 2010. Now, what's interesting about the dimes is that, I feel like it's in relation to conversations you're going to have with people in your life, and how it's almost like your freedom equals other people's freedom as well. We have here the Five of Wands, and there's insecurity and uncertainty, restlessness, and then the blank card of creative accountability. All right, pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. If it did, please drop your comment below for a chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell if you do so that I can notify you if you're chosen. You can also check out my link below for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the rose quartz, and I'll just place that in here. Or to the Macabre Tarot, and this is your reading. what is your next big change coming that you don't see coming, and what will the impact be on your life? So let's take a look here for pile number 3, please. What is the next big change coming in for pile number 3? We have the 6 of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the King of Swords. Back of the deck is the Magician, and we have the 5 of Wands. I'm getting a really powerful message here for you, pile 3. What's interesting about this message is that it's going to impact your life in so many different ways and for a long, long time. That's what they're saying. It's going to impact your life forever. So let's take a look here. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it, Spirit says. Page of Wands. What is the next big change coming in for pile number 3, please? The Chariot. Oh, this is going to impact your life in so many different ways. Like there's just so much different movements coming in your life here. We have the Justice. The Page of Swords. And we have the Star. Back of the deck we have the Hermit. And we have the Queen of Swords. Now, I am dealing with collective energy, so I do have multiple energies that are coming forward here. I feel like the next big change for you, pile 3, is going to be very impactful. And the very first message that I got was concerning family, actually. I feel like there's this feeling about waiting for a long time and maybe going through some disappointments along that journey to achieve sort of the position that I want in relation to my practical goals, and really taking on a hands-on approach. And I feel like even for someone watching, it could mean fertility treatments or something along those lines, or in the very least, like tracking your cycle, like making sure that you are making the best possible chance for yourself to achieve your goal here, which could be motherhood. The Queen of Pentacles is filled with fertility. And then there's this emphasis on children energy, like childlike energy, and dreams that you've had since childhood. So maybe you always wanted to be a parent. Maybe you always assumed you would be, but then you've hit a bit of a snag in the road here, or you've hit a bit of a wall. And Spirit wants you to know that you're going to have that goal achieved, because I feel like there's going to be a huge position movement for you. And the result of that, the outcome of this energy, is a brand new adventure. Seeing life again through the eyes of children, through the eyes of a new experience, and having your childhood that will perhaps has a certain amount of nostalgia connected to it, or maybe even some deficits. Maybe we need to protect ourselves in our childhood, and we want to give our children something different than what we experienced. You're on a brand new adventure. I feel like this is going to affect every realm of your life. I feel like you could physically move house, and this has been a message that's been for all 3 piles, physically moving. I feel like it's going to change the trajectory of your career. It could change sort of the focus of your career. Your career may no longer be the focus, to be honest with you, because for someone watching, I feel like that's your new career is going to be with the children. Maybe you're going to decide to stay home with your children, because it's like a huge change in your career could be affected. And there's lots of effects that will have on your experience, because on some level, if you move into parenthood and you stay home with your children, you're going to have the goals that you had set for yourself in career. You're going to watch them drift away a little bit, and you're going to sort of feel like an outsider in that experience. But you're also learning such valuable energies in the realm that you're in that perhaps the people who are strictly focused on career will never be privy to. So there's just, it's kind of like a balance energy that I'm feeling. It's like, I'm going to give you this and you're going to give me this back in return. There's just so much education to be had here. And they're also speaking here about you sitting perhaps in a very negative mindset when it comes to where you're sitting with this goal right now, and feeling sort of foolish that you felt that way. It's like feeling foolish, feeling like you should have seen things from a new perspective, or you should have maintained your focus, because feeling foolish. They're also saying that there's going to be moments in this path for you, especially if it's in relation to motherhood and children. There is going to be a moment as an outcome of this change where you're going to be sitting there in the dark in the middle of the night when you're exhausted, and you're going to look at this beautiful child that you prayed for, and you're going to be like, what have I done? And they're not saying that to scare you. They're saying that to offer you compassion in that moment, so that you can offer yourself compassion in that moment, to understand that even though this has been a goal, that there's going to be challenges, and it's going to test you. And sometimes you're going to have these thoughts that go through your mind that you're going to be very hard on yourself for. And Spirit's here to offer you compassion in that moment, to let you know that you offer yourself forgiveness. You allow yourself to have that fleeting thought of foolishness, and you heal from it and you move forward. They want you to know that there's more vulnerability that's going to be unlocked as well in relation to this big change for you. All of a sudden, you're going to feel like your heart is walking around outside of your body. You're just going to feel so vulnerable in so many different ways. You're going to be more emotional as a result. And as a result of that, you're going to be able to have the capacity to offer people more compassion. So it's a beautiful education that I'm seeing for you, but huge changes in your life, because Spirit's really talking about no longer being just a watcher in that experience. It's like this Knight of Wands, he's free. He goes freely wherever he wants to go. He kind of at the drop of the hat can drop everything and just not worry about the consequences of things. And that's changing for you. All of a sudden, you're more logical. You're more critical about your own movements. You're careful when it comes to the decisions that you make, both in life and in love. And it just changes you forever. It just changes you forever. And I feel like this is a path that you really want to manifest for yourself. Like, this is a focused path that you hope for. And they just want you to remind you that it's a marathon, not a race, that this is the long game that you're going to be playing. And so there's going to be moments where you feel like you're judging yourself. There's going to be moments that you feel like you're not doing a great job. And then there's going to be moments that you're going to be overwhelmed with love, overwhelmed with abundance, overwhelmed with the feelings of gratitude. And that's all part of the journey here as well. But I do feel like it's going to affect a lot of different realms for you. I feel like it affects your work realm. And in the very least, if it doesn't change your work realm completely, because there is this reality and like sort of an ending energy that I'm feeling for some, it's still representing an upgrade for you in your life. And even if you don't move your realm around completely, there's adjustments that are going to be made there. Lots of adjustments that are going to be made, and you're going to start to reconsider the path that you had chosen. But it's exciting, and there's something about it fueling the thirst within you. So it's very exciting. So it feels like the next big chapter for you is in relation to growing your family. There's also a secondary message coming in about career and about taking action upon career, and maybe leading you into new schooling or new education. So that's a secondary message for someone coming in. And you'll know if that's a message for you if you have been considering going back to school for something, considering moving and altering your career in some way. That big change is going to be leadership, education. You could be going into an educator role because of what you're going to be learning in this new realm. So 2 messages coming in for you today, pile number 3. The biggest message coming in, though, is changes in your life regarding family. The secondary message is changes in your life revolving career. You could be going back to school to educate yourself so that you can be in a trainer position or some type of educator position. There's Aquarius energy, Libra energy, Cancer energy here, Virgo. We have here, tend to the small things, mouse spirit. Don't be afraid to start small, especially in relation to career and education. Don't be afraid to start the process of applications, taking all the steps you have to take in this moment. They're also letting you know, especially in regards to motherhood, don't be afraid to get excited. I feel like maybe you've experienced some losses, and so now you're trying to protect yourself from getting too excited. Don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to celebrate little goals. We have here, Parrot Spirit, watch your words, reversed. They just gave me a message about how this is going to impact your life. First of all, they're talking about swearing or something. They're talking about swearing. It's like maybe you swear a lot, and especially moving into a realm with children, you're probably not going to be swearing as much. They're also, again, highlighting that work realm change for you. Again, you could be moving into a educator role. where you're going to have to adjust some of the habits that you may have formed in relation to, bad words. We also have here, pig spirit, use your mind wisely. Because there's this feeling of like, if pigs could fly, it's like, if pigs could fly, then I'll get what I want in life. It's like, I don't know if it's possible for me to move into motherhood. Maybe I don't think it's possible for me to go back to school or to be in a leadership role. Maybe I don't believe in my dreams, even though I've had them since I was a child. Spirit says, instead of using our mind in a negative fashion, go inward to ground ourselves, to reestablish the hope in that lantern so that we can use our mind in a positive way. Because it's through our mind, through our focus, through our thoughts, that we're communicating to the universe what we hope to achieve. So they're really talking about naysaying energy and how you sometimes don't feel worthy enough of things. It's like sometimes we will internalize and be like, well, I'm not worthy of this, and that's why I'm not receiving it. And that's where we need the adjustment. Spirit says you are 1,000% worthy. This abundant universe will provide. So it's time to power through. It's like a warrior cry. This powerful energy. It's like, and they're giving me this message about the buffalo and about how it almost was driven to extinction. And it's like, if we continue to focus upon the worries in our mind, we can drive our goals to extinction, because it won't allow us to light a fire underneath them to apply the force necessary to create the change. Back of the deck says, canaries sing your own song. I love it because this came out in, actually, I think, pile 1. And they're speaking about surrendering to what's going to be revealed to you. And it's this crown. It's like they've heard the nature of your song. And now they're going to move the universe in correspondence to that song as well. So Spirit wants you to surrender to what is about to be revealed to you. The next big change, please, for pile 3, and how will it impact your life. Retreat. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment. And they're highlighting the hermit energy. They're highlighting the fact that you should enjoy quiet now. Spirit says, enjoy quiet now. Because when things change, they're going to be changing forever. It's exciting. It's a lot of movement. But again, there's a sense of you enjoying this moment of solitude now, because perhaps there's going to be a lot requested of you in the near future. We have courage. When picking the roses, don't fear the thorns. Don't fear the disappointments you've experienced. Don't fear the fears that are welling in because of change that comes in. Because radiance, keep your head high and follow the sun. And I love that card because it does remind me of radiant beauty. They say that women who are pregnant have a glow about them. So that's what they're really showing me. And we have move. A rolling stone gathers no moss. So I feel like this is going to anticipate a change in even where you're physically living. You may require a bigger space, for instance. Or there's like this nesting energy that I'm feeling where you want something new, you want something fresh. And they're also asking you to take action upon the impulses that you have in relation to some of these goals. So again, if it's in work, if it's at school, take action upon that impulse. If it has something to do with motherhood, take action upon that as well. Whatever you feel inspired to do. Advice, please, for pile number 3. We have the 9 of Pentacles, we have the World in the reverse, and we have the Lovers. Now the Lovers is asking us to use our mind wisely, just like the Pig Spirit card, to make sure that we're seeing things from every angle. They're talking about connection as a part of this big change. So partnerships, relationships perhaps, and they're talking about success. The 9 of Pentacles, as a result, you're going to get the desires of your heart. You're going to be in an enviable position that other people who are now in your position now are going to look at you and be like, I want what they have. Why can't I have what they have? But you're going to have to eliminate the naysaying voices and that come from within in order to reach this goal. But there's unfinished cycles here. You're not finished. In the goals that you've had for a while, you're not finished. We also have the Cardinal here. We have the G, a J, and an F. We have the Star of Aquarius and a wrench in our plans. It's like half of a transformation. So perhaps on the road, perhaps to motherhood, maybe you made it maybe you had a certain amount of success and then it stopped. Maybe there was some disappointments there that were really, really heavy. And Spirit wants to acknowledge them and offer their love at this time. They're talking about that being a wrench in the plan of our dreams. It was only a learning cycle. They're also highlighting the learning that's going to happen as a result of this big change, both for you in the capacity of motherhood, but also if you're moving into some type of education realm. You're going to learn so much, and maybe it's your dream to get some type of degree in something. We also have the cardinal. It's a beautiful reminder that when cardinals appear, an angel is near. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. I'm praying for you, and please drop your comment below if you would like to be entered for a chance to win a free reading with me. Congratulations to this week's winner. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.